What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new YouTube video. Today we're going to be talking about the new demo that Themato has on their BlendJet Pro, and I want to talk about GIFs specifically. Now, you guys know, if you've seen my past few videos on one product stores, I've been talking about this new theme. It's called the One Product Theme .themato.com. They got like some things going on where they're talking about the theme and etc. But I'll leave the link in the description box down below. You guys can go ahead and check it out. Scroll here to this section that says View Demo. You can click on the actual button. But what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to go, find that website on a new tab so I could show you guys the newsletter. And I actually kind of want to talk about the GIFs in the theme. So let's go ahead and go there. So I believe it's called the BlendJet Pro myshopify.com. Okay, so blendjetpro.myshopify.com, and the password is Themato. Okay, and by the way, guys, I'll leave the link to their little demo here in the description box down below. Now, this is a new incognito tab, so it's going to take a second to load, but I like the GIFs thing, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. Now, this is the demo for, or one of the demos, for this theme, the one product Shopify theme, or the single product Shopify theme, as many people say. And a one product Shopify theme, single product Shopify theme are literally both the same things. It's just different ways to say it. But this theme has been kind of on my radar recently because as time is going on, I'm actually seeing a lot more people becoming more interested in one product Shopify themes. And I think the core reason of that is because people are having a harder time to market, to advertise, to promote a brand with a ton of products, just like any other brand. And I actually took the liberty to buy the theme, right? And you guys know this, to buy the theme and create a store demo. In fact, I created a demo of this Jordan 4 store here to kind of use the theme and see how it works behind the scenes and I actually built this store live in under 20 minutes, which is pretty interesting. Now, it took me a second to download some of the content, but like I said, I did it all live, and you guys saw all that. And what's pretty interesting to me about this theme is that, it's kind of unconventional in the fact that, when you look at all the other themes out there, there's not really a specific theme designed for one product stores, right? Like, a lot of the themes are designed, like we're talking about Turbo, Wolf of Shopify, all these other themes, even the ones made by Shopify, right? The ones that cost like $180, on the Shopify website, which, by the way, are created by just regular people who submit their theme to Shopify. Those people who kind of do that, I mean, none of those stores are one-product themes, but this theme, Themato, it's kind of designed for that. So let's go ahead and head over here, and I want to talk about GIFs today. And I want to talk about the idea behind the GIF, right? Like, does the GIF help your conversion optimization? And I'm going to say yes. But I think the scale on that is, there's a big yes there because there's the extremes, all right? Does it help a little bit? Does it help a lot? And I think by nature, it just depends on your store and your specific circumstance, just like anything in life, right? There's no black and white answers. But you could see here, for example, the newsletter section, that you guys know that pop-up that pops up on your website. Here we have a GIF of everything spinning. Now, there's no question that GIFs do hold a little more weight, right, on the website than like a regular image does, in terms of like size, right? And obviously not all images are the same. Like, for example, these images here are pretty hefty. Like, they take a second to load, but these images load pretty quickly. So obviously every website is different, but in general, GIFs take a little bit longer to load. And a lot of the big conversations on Shopify are, at least amateur conversations. And by the way, I'm not making fun of anybody when I say amateur. Just typically when you're like a newbie to building a Shopify store and making sales online, sometimes you tend to overvalue things that really don't matter. Shopify speed matters, but it doesn't matter that much. At the end of the day, if there's a client who really, really, really wants to buy your product, trust me, they'll make an exception for a few seconds of your website to load. I think a lot of people are just trying to run terrible ads on Facebook, getting them to convert, failing over and over again. seeing the YouTube videos of the gurus spending, $5 and making hundreds back, which is just not reality. And maybe I should put out a video showing how these guys actually fake it, because there's a way to do it. But I don't know if I want to expose the niche like that. But with that being said, let's just talk about what the topic of the video is. Do the gifts help you sell more? The answer is kind of, right? Because it gives you a more visual or a visualization to the actual product. So let's take a look at this BlendJet website, right? If I had just, like, let's say I was a customer and I want some sort of blender or something, right? I look at this product, it's $40. So I analyze, and me as a customer, guys, I think logically based on price. I think, okay, if I want to buy a blender, I want to look for, first thing I'm looking for the cheapest thing, okay? So I think of like all the different blenders out there, and then I think of, okay, how does the price kind of represent the product? Like in this case, BlendJet, okay, it's a blender that's a bottle that's portable, $40, not bad. Well, what about a nice high quality blender? How much do those cost? Okay, $300. All right, then I might say, all right, $300 is not an option for me. What if I go to one of those like cheap Walmart blenders? How much do those cost? And maybe those blenders cost, $60 or $20 or $40. And I might say, this one's portable. This one has many uses. Let me get this one instead. You guys know what I'm saying, right? So at the end of the day, sometimes when your customer makes a purchasing decision, it's because they have a certain visualization, right? They can picture themselves using the product, utilizing the product in certain ways. And, just experiencing the product. They can picture that in their head. At the end of the day, if your customer can't picture them using that specific product, they're not going to buy the product, right? So I think gifts help that out. And this Themato demo kind of does illustrate that for us, right? It kind of shows off why this matters so much and why this is a good representation of what we're looking at here. Now, we're looking here at these different gifts and things like that, and the question is, do these gifts help? Well, yeah, and it's the same reason that people sell with video more. Like, you guys know how people typically say, like, oh, video ads make more money than photo ads on Facebook, or, and that's because the creative is more visualized, right? You can sell more, you can explain more, and gifts do that for you. Gifts are basically like videos, but in GIF format. Now, what is this going to take? And this reverts back to my kind of mission statement that I said earlier, which is always figure out ways to invest in your business and in yourself. And part of that investment is your photography, right? I think a lot of drop shippers kind of neglect this, and they just try to find free content on Google that somebody else is doing, right? Like if I'm selling, for example, like a like one of those exfoliators on AliExpress, you guys know that thing that sucks up the blackheads, right, off your nose. There's like 600 dropshippers selling that item, right? I could just go easily and find somebody else's content and essentially edit it in a certain way and put it on my own ad and claim it my own. But here's the thing, right? I'm doing what everybody else is doing. I'm not showing off a new view to the product. And I think everybody should invest in some sort of photography, whether it's buying your own camera and learning how to shoot, or if it's sending your product to a photographer and having them shoot products for you. I've noticed in my businesses, right, that when I white labeled products, when I took the product, brought it, to the warehouse, at first it was my house, I didn't have a warehouse, but, taking the product home, working on it, shooting the product, that created more of a leverage point for me, right? I can control now how I want to present the product to the world. But if you're relying on other people's content, that's a losing game, right? But guess what? What are the majority of dropshippers out there in the world doing today? We're talking 500,000 subscribers, 60,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers. They do the exact same thing. They just go find somebody else's content, which is BS. That's not brand building. That's not succeeding in business. That's literally just copying off of somebody else's work. Now, some of you guys might make the argument, well, if I can make money doing that, why would I want to shoot it myself? Why would I want to do all that? Well, the answer is because you're actually going to learn how to build a business. Part of building a business is learning how to create custom content. BlendJet is a perfect example of that, using this specific theme. But, you're not going to just, and especially drop shippers, guys, when we talk about successful drop shippers who are making the 10% margins, which is weak in my opinion, but who are making those numbers, who are very, very low profit margins, and what they're really doing is they're jumping from product to product to product. And there are times where their store kind of goes downhill and they have to rebrand it every single time. And the thing that sucks about that is you're not building a brand. You're just selling a product. That's literally what you're doing. So when I talk about selling brands and reselling them for money, because this is what I do. I've engaged in this before, but buying a brand that's underpriced from a guy who doesn't know how to sell, right? Buying the brand for $500, maybe even 10 grand, 6 grand, 5 grand, whatever. Buying the whole entire business, rebranding it, putting new photography, slapping a new theme on it, making it look fresh and clean, right? And attracting a good market. What happens is the value of the company now is all the way up, and I sell it, right? So I'm essentially flipping brands. Now, what do I do differently? I used premium content. I created the premium content. I bought a new theme. That's kind of content on its own, right? A theme gives you the ability to do these things, right? To create the upsells. When I add a product to the cart, there's a list of upsells down here, right? Here it says if I want free shipping, I have to add X amount to my cart, right? Like $394 to go to get free shipping. This bar right here, right? Like if I go over here and I hit add to cart on the blend jet, right? And I add it for $40 and I hit add to cart. Guess what? We get a pop-up. It says we're 11% there. All these things, right? The customizations here with the lookbook and the GIF and the other GIFs here with the image and the text, and then we have a little gallery and then some settings here that not settings, but you guys know, like product features in icon format. All these little things, right? The viewable video, all these things are bringing creativity and creating your own niche, carving like your own little niche. And I think one of the reasons that a lot of people fail with the whole Shopify business is not just because they're word for word copying what other people are doing and copying what the gurus tell them to do by like just finding some ad online and reformatting it and literally just copying what other people are doing, but it's because the very essence that they're not bringing something new to the market, right? And part of that is having a different theme, a good-looking theme, an attractive theme. Part of it is adding your own content, right, with a photographer or you be the photographer, right? Part of that is having a theme that has the capability to add upsells, to tap into incentivization bias, scarcity bias, showing that a certain amount is left, or all these kind of things play a role. So when somebody sits there and says, "Oh, here's a way to create a free one product Shopify store," what that person is doing is they're really just baiting in for views, right? Because there was a video posted by a big famous Shopify YouTuber the other day, and he made a video on here's how, and I'm never going to call anybody out because that's just not my style, but he said here's how to build a one product Shopify store completely for free, right? And yeah, that's fine, but nobody's actually going to make money off of that tutorial, right? Like, just because somebody watched a tutorial like that doesn't mean they're actually going to make money. It doesn't matter how many people watch it. They're not going to make any money because you're not teaching, the elements that are important, right? And yeah, you could get away with taking other people's content, which is really thievery. It's stealing, right? You could go ahead and steal other people's content, use it in your own ads, and use it for your own video and images and things like that. But at the end of the day, what are you really learning? What are you succeeding at? What are you building? What are you creating from scratch that nobody else created from before? And at the end of the day, that's a losing mentality because you don't learn anything from that. So what happens is you have these ups and downs in making money, and you're not sure, what's going wrong. So if anybody's watching this and they're not sure what to do, make sure to be original. Make sure to be different. Go with the theme that fits your business best. Invest in a camera. Learn how to shoot the product. Learn how to present the product properly. And yeah, it might take a little bit longer. It might take a few months longer, but so what? You're going to learn how to build a legitimate business, right? And the people who have a problem with what I'm saying, they're the ones who are not going to make it. They're the ones who are not going to be successful because they're looking to get rich quick. They're looking to make money right here, right now. I need it now, no matter what, right? Those are the ones who cut the corners and don't make it. But the ones who are in it for the long haul, who are willing to stick by their business and keep it going until they figure out how to make it work, those are the ones that are going to make it, right? And I saw a comment the other day of somebody saying, I've started 2 stores, they both failed. What made you succeed with your business is I had a do or die mentality. The money that I invested in hosting for my website or the domain name, I was already in too deep. I didn't have any other options. I didn't have the luxury of saying, I'm just going to start a different store, or I'm going to close this one down and do something. I couldn't. I had literally no choice. And from there, I figured out how branding works, how shooting products work, photography. And then after that, as the business started growing and demand started increasing dramatically, now I had the support behind me, right? Now my family was saying, oh, wow, this is not a joke anymore. This is something serious. You're making real money off this. And that's where things kind of took a deeper turn. Got the warehouse, right? Putting the products in the warehouse, working out of the warehouse, shipping products out of the warehouse. Things became serious. Then eventually got to the point where I got some interest from people who wanted to buy the business. Some people wanted to invest, but I didn't want to be an employee for somebody else. I didn't want an investment, right? I wanted to either A, have full control of the business, or B, sell it completely. I didn't want halfway, so I sold the business, right? But my point here is, and everything that I'm saying, guys, is, you guys want to be super, super successful. You want to create something that's never been seen before. Well, you got to do something that's never been done before, right? And once again, buy the theme that's required of you. When I say required of you, I'm not talking about this specific theme. Like the Themato theme is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about whatever theme you think is right for your business. Go after that, right? Buy the camera that's good for your business, whatever camera that might be, and don't cheap out. Right? Just because there's a camera for $300, but there's a better one for $900, doesn't mean you should go get the $300 one, right? You need to figure out what's best for your business. And most importantly, don't rush the process. Yes, there are the YouTubers, the Shopify, Instagram gurus, showing off the Lamborghinis, the Porsches, the Ferraris, and we know you're dying over it, and we know you want it, and we all know that this is your year, and you're grinding, and you're gonna break your family's curse. But guess what, guys? All that stuff is facade. It's marketing. It's advertising. Do you think those people, it makes them any happier to get those expensive cars? I've been there. I've indulged in those kind of things, and I could tell you the only thing it does is it changes people's perception of you. That's literally it. And you'll notice that the bigger you get financially, the more successful you get, the more behind the shadows you want to appear. You don't want to show up. You don't want people to know about your success, because it gets to the point where now anybody who's entering your circle could be a threat to your success. Right? And so these are just some of my thoughts speaking out loud. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. And more importantly, guys, what I'm teaching here in this video, this is a mentality video. This is not a click by click, add a button here, click here, do this there. This is not one of those videos. It's the mentality, right? The mentality is the thing that makes the difference between the winner and the loser, right? The one who gives up early and the one who keeps going and doesn't quit. So hopefully this video, guys, helped you guys out. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Bye. All right. See ya.